Alright, folks, let's talk about something that's been sitting in your pocket, your couch cushions, or even that mysterious jar on top of your fridge. The 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, that little copper coin that you've probably overlooked could actually be worth more than just 1 cent. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you found one of these and it turned out to be worth more than your last impulse DoorDash order? I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a penny. But hang tight, because today we're diving deep into why this coin is special, how much it's actually worth, and how you can turn your pocket change into something worth bragging about. And yes, I have a story to share about my own personal penny hunting adventure, so stick around. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room, or in this case, the missing mint mark. Normally, coins have a little letter on them that tells you where they were made, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, P for Philadelphia. But in 1967? Nope. Nothing. Nada. Not a single mint mark. And that's because, in the 60s, the US Mint was feeling a little, let's say, overworked. The US Mint actually decided to remove mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding coins. Yeah, they really thought people would stop collecting just because there was no tiny letter on them. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. People still collected coins, and here we are, decades later, talking about how this little 1967 penny is still worth more than a penny. Alright, so let's get into the money talk. If you've got a 1967 Lincoln penny, don't go quitting your job just yet. Most of these are worth just face value, but, and this is a big but, if you've got one in excellent condition, also known as uncirculated or graded, you could be looking at a couple of bucks. And if it's in MS67 plus condition, meaning it's practically flawless, it could be worth $50 or more. So basically, the difference between a regular penny and a valuable one is kinda like the difference between a fast food burger and a gourmet steak, same basic idea, but a whole different level of quality. Regular circulated 1967 penny, 1 cent nice uncirculated one around $1.70 proof coins can go even higher. Now that I've got you digging through your coin jar, let's talk strategy. Here's what to look for, the shinier and more flawless, the better. Some pennies have double strikes, misprints, or die cracks, which can raise the value significantly. If you think you have a high-value penny, send it off to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Speaking of which, let me tell you about the time I found a 1967 penny that I was sure would make me rich. I sent it in for grading, only to find out it was worth, drumroll please, $2.50. Not exactly retire to a tropical island money, but hey, it still bought me a coffee. Moral of the story? Even if you don't strike it rich, it's still fun to go on a treasure hunt. Plus, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Alright, coin lovers, that's a wrap on the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Remember, while most of these pennies aren't going to pay off your student loans, there are gems out there worth hunting for. So next time you get change at the grocery store, take a second look. Who knows? You might just be holding a tiny copper fortune. If you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips on coins worth money. I've got plenty more stories, strategies, and hidden treasures to talk about. And hey, if you find a valuable penny, let me know in the comments. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever heard the tale of the 1982 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny? You might have seen headlines claiming it's rare, valuable, and a collector's dream. But before you start raiding your couch cushions like a pirate on a treasure hunt, let's talk about the real deal with this coin. I have a whole jar full of those. And hey, I felt the same way when I first stumbled upon this topic. But let's just say, the reality is a little less striking gold and a little more loose change for a cup of coffee. Stick with me as we break down the facts, bust some myths, and have a few laughs along the way. First, a little history lesson. Back in 1982, the US Mint decided to shake things up. They were transitioning from 95% copper pennies to zinc pennies coated in copper. Why? Because copper prices were rising faster than my grandma's bread dough. During this transition, the mint produced multiple varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent, large date, small date, copper, and zinc. But among all of these, one version became a subject of collector curiosity, the 1982 no mint mark penny. Now, before you get excited, let's talk about why this isn't some $1 million rarity. Unlike the legendary 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, the 1982 no mint mark penny is actually not an error coin. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, surprise, surprise, didn't use a mint mark at the time. So, if you have a 1982 penny with no mint mark, congratulations. You have a totally normal coin. Great question. It all comes down to condition and demand. A regular 1982 no mint mark penny in circulated condition is still worth, well, a penny. But in mint state condition, meaning it looks fresh off the press and shinier than my uncle's bald head, it can fetch around $1.20. And if you have an exceptionally well-preserved one, maybe a little more. Oh, and before you rush to the bank to withdraw all your 1982 pennies, remember, grading plays a huge role. A coin graded MS-65, which is pretty much perfection, might bring a couple of bucks, but anything below that? Yeah, don't quit your day job just yet. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I found a 1982 penny in my change and thought, this is it. I'm about to hit the jackpot. So, I did what any overly excited amateur coin hunter would do, I Googled it. And I was met with a mix of wild claims, clickbait, and confusion that I spent hours staring at that penny under different lighting, trying to convince myself it was a rare variety. I even took it to a local coin shop, only to have the guy behind the counter take one look and say, "Buddy, it's worth a cent." Lesson learned, not every rare coin is actually rare. And sometimes, the thrill of the hunt is more valuable than the coin itself. The 1982 no mint mark penny is interesting but not life-changing that it's worth around $1.20 if it's in top-notch condition. If you have one in your change, it's probably just that, change, and most importantly, always double-check your sources before you start planning your early retirement. But hey, don't let this discourage you from checking your coins. Because while this one may not be the golden ticket, there are real treasures out there just waiting to be discovered. If you love learning about coins, spotting hidden gems, and making sure you don't accidentally spend a valuable one on a vending machine snack, then hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that are actually worth money. Let's swap some stories. Alright, folks. Let's talk about something that's probably hiding in your couch cushions, your car cup holder, or that random drawer where you keep batteries and takeout menus. Yep, the 1984 D. Lincoln penny. Now, before you chuck that little copper beauty aside, let me tell you, this bad boy might be worth more than 1 cent. Gasp. I know, shocking. We're talking about a whopping, drum roll, please, $1.50. That's right. You could be walking around with a penny that's actually worth a small fry at McDonald's. Or, if you're feeling fancy, an item off the dollar menu with tax. So, is this coin worth saving? Is it time to raid your change jar? Let's dive in and find out. Okay, so what makes this little coin worth more than its face value? First off, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, good old Rocky Mountain copper. This penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008 before the design changed to honor Honest Abe's life. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 1984 D pennies are made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. If you find one in pristine, shiny, uncirculated condition, also known as mint state, or MS, it could be worth way more than just $1.50. In fact, some high-grade versions have been sold for over $100 at auction. I mean, imagine turning a single penny into $100. Talk about a return on investment. That's like investing in a cup of ramen and getting a whole buffet in return. Now, let's talk about what really gets coin collectors excited: errors and varieties. Some 1984 D pennies have what's called a double die error, particularly in Lincoln's ear. If you see Honest Abe looking like he's rocking a Bluetooth headset before they were even invented, congratulations. You've got a valuable error coin. These can sell for $50, $100, or even more depending on the condition. So, let's say you've gone through your piggy bank, and bam, you've got a shiny 1984 D penny in great condition. What now? Well, you can try selling it on eBay, Etsy. Yes, people sell coins on Etsy, or at local coin shops. But be warned, coin dealers can be as tricky as a used car salesman. You gotta know your stuff, or you might walk out of there with a handshake and a better luck next time. Pro tip: get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC before trying to sell. It adds credibility and increases your chances of getting top dollar. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was dead broke in college, like, ramen noodle 3 times a day broke. One day, I was doing laundry and found a 1984 penny. Being the nerd I am, I looked it up, and bam, it was worth a couple of bucks. That moment changed me. From that day on, I became obsessed with checking my change. I wasn't just looking for coins, I was hunting treasure. Fast forward to today, and here I am, telling you to check your pockets, because who knows? That penny in your hand right now might just be your next small McDonald's splurge. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's the scoop on the 1984 D Lincoln penny. It may not make you rich overnight, but hey, finding one that's worth more than its face value is like getting free money. And who doesn't love free money? So, here's what I want you to do: go check your pockets, your couch, your car, heck, even ask your grandma if she's got some old pennies lying around. And if you find something cool, drop a comment below and let me know. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more coin tips, treasure hunting tricks, and money-making strategies. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, give it a big thumbs up. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and keep making sense. See what I did there? Alright, I'll see myself out. Peace. Alright, let's talk about something that's probably hiding in your couch cushions, your car cup holder, or even in that mysterious pocket of your jeans you haven't washed in a week, the 1986 NO Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, this little copper beauty is worth more than face value. Not by a crazy amount, but hey, money is money. And if you've ever dreamt of turning pocket change into an extra burger at the drive-thru, this might just be your lucky day. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be digging through your coin jar like a pirate looking for treasure. So, let's break it down. The 1986 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, what's the deal? Well, first of all, if you flip one over and don't see a little letter under the date, congratulations. You have a Philadelphia minted penny. Back in '86, the Philly Mint didn't bother stamping a mint mark on these pennies, so if yours is missing a P or anything else, it's totally normal. But here's where it gets interesting: this little guy isn't just worth a penny, it's currently valued at around $1.60. Yeah, I know, $1.60 won't buy you a yacht or even a decent cup of fancy coffee, but let's put this into perspective. Imagine you find 100 of these in your change, boom. That's $160. That's a nice dinner, a tank of gas, well, depending on where you live, or even a solid start on that emergency fund your mom keeps nagging you about. You're probably wondering, why is it worth more? Good question. It's not necessarily rare, but collectors love these because they're part of history. The design, featuring good old Honest Abe on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, was in use from 1959 to 2008. And even though millions were made, people are always on the hunt for pennies in the best condition possible. That's where the real value starts to climb. If you've got one in pristine condition, like, fresh out of the roll, never been touched by human hands kinda condition, it could be worth even more. High-grade, mint-state versions can sell for over $10, and if you somehow stumble upon a rare error version, now you're talking bigger money. Okay, funny story. A few years ago, I found a 1986 penny while cleaning out my car. At first, I was like, just another penny, but then I remembered reading something about certain pennies being worth money. So, naturally, I did what any rational person would do. I Googled it for 3 hours, fell into a deep rabbit hole of coin collecting forums, and convinced myself I was about to retire early on a pile of rare coins. Spoiler alert, my penny wasn't rare. But it was a 1986 no mint mark, and after learning its value, I started checking all my change. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'd collected a small pile of valuable pennies. No, I didn't become a millionaire, but I did score a few free lunches, and I felt like a treasure hunter every time I found one. And that, my friends, is what makes coin collecting fun. It turns everyday pocket change into a little adventure. So, next time you get a handful of change, don't just toss it in a jar and forget about it. Check those pennies. You never know what you might find. And hey, if you do find a 1986 no mint mark penny, hold on to it. Who knows, maybe in a few years, its value will go up even more. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that little notification bell so you never miss a new video. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets to share, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Thanks for watching. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, have you ever picked up a penny off the sidewalk and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one little penny could be worth more than $1, and in some cases, a whole lot more? Today, we're diving into the world of the 1988 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. I know what you're thinking, 1988. That wasn't that long ago. But trust me, you'll want to pay attention because this unassuming little copper beauty is making waves in the coin collecting world. So, before you go tossing your change jar into a Coinstar machine, let's talk about why this penny is worth more than just, well, a penny. Okay, so first things first. What makes a 1988 Lincoln penny special? It all comes down to that tiny little letter underneath the date, also known as the mint mark. Now, depending on where it was made, you might see a P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. But what we're really looking for today is a little bit of a mix-up that happened back in the day. 1988 was a wild year, mullets were in, cassette tapes were king, and for some reason, someone at the US Mint decided to get creative with their dies. See, pennies made in 1988 should have a mint mark with a clear, well-defined style. But a special error variation exists where the mint mark style is actually from 1989. This little mistake. Oh boy, it makes all the difference. So, how do you know if you have the money-making version? Great question. Get yourself a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, because you're looking for the distinct shape of the S mint mark. The transition between the styles is what collectors are losing their minds over. And now, the big question, how much is this penny actually worth? Well, as of right now, the average market price for one of these pennies in circulated condition is about $1.50. Now, I know, you're probably thinking, $1.50. That won't even get me a good cup of coffee. But hold your horses. If you have one in mint condition, especially if it's been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, that price can skyrocket into the hundreds of dollars depending on demand and condition. I once found one of these in my grandpa's old coin jar. Thought nothing of it, but then curiosity got the best of me. So, I grabbed my magnifying glass, took a closer look, and bam, there it was, the 1989 style mint mark. Now, did I sell it? Nope. I kept it because, well, let's be honest, how often do you get a piece of history in your pocket? Alright, so what's the lesson here, folks? Check your change. That penny in your car's cup holder? The one rattling around in your washing machine? It could be worth way more than you think. And hey, even if you don't find the rare one, you still get to be that person at the dinner table going, "Did you know some pennies are actually worth money?" Instant conversation starter. So, if you want to learn more about coins worth money, hidden treasures in your pocket change, and the best strategies for coin collecting, hit that subscribe button, give this video a big ol' thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to cash in on some unexpected treasure. Alright, folks, imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions looking for spare change to grab a coffee, and bam! You find a simple, humble penny. But what if I told you that one tiny, unassuming coin could be worth way more than 1 cent? Maybe not enough to buy a mansion, but hey, an extra grand or two never hurt anybody. Today, we're talking about the 1992 Lincoln penny, what makes it special, why collectors are after it, and if you've got one sitting in your piggy bank, how much you could potentially cash in. Alright, before you go emptying every coin jar in your house, let's get to the nitty-gritty. The 1992 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008. Nothing too crazy, right? Well, here's the twist: there's a rare variety called the close AM penny. And no, I don't mean the coin has emotional baggage, I'm talking about the spacing between the letters and M in America on the reverse side. See that? In the regular version, the and M are social distancing, like responsible citizens. But in the rare variety, they're cozying up like best friends at a family barbecue. This subtle difference is what makes some 1992 pennies worth way more than face value. Alright, now for the part that gets everyone excited: how much are we talking here? A 1992 close AM penny in circulated condition is worth around $1.10, so, not exactly retirement money. But, if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, these bad boys have sold for thousands at auction. We're talking $3,000, $4,000, or even more. That's a lot of coffee money, my friend. Just last year, a top-tier specimen sold for over $25,000. Imagine turning 1 cent into 25 grand. That's like finding a winning lottery ticket in your sock drawer. And hey, even if yours isn't worth thousands, a couple extra bucks for something you found in your car's cup holder? Not bad. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare pennies? First, grab a magnifying glass or your phone's camera and zoom in on the word America on the back. If the and M are touching like long-lost siblings, you just might have a close AM penny. Next, check the condition. The better the shape, the better the price. Lastly, if you think you have a winner, get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Nobody's gonna take your word for it unless you've got the paperwork to back it up. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my grandma clean out her old purse collection. Yes, she had a collection of purses, don't ask. Anyway, I'm digging through some old coins in the bottom of one, and boom, there it was, a 1992 penny. My heart was racing, I felt like I just found a hidden treasure. Long story short, I rushed to check the AM spacing, and, well, turns out it was the regular kind. But hey, it was still a fun ride. Plus, it gave me the coin collecting bug, and here we are today. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, now you know the deal. The 1992 Lincoln penny might not make you rich overnight, but it's proof that rare finds are out there, just waiting to be discovered. So, check your pockets, your piggy banks, and yes, even your grandma's purse. And if you do find a close AM variety, well, let's just say you owe me a coffee. If you love learning about coins worth money and want more tips on turning pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Also, drop a comment below: what's the coolest coin you've ever found? Let's talk treasure hunting. See you in the next one. Alright, folks, let me ask you a question. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground, looked at it, and thought, meh, just a penny? Well, hold on to your coin jars because today we're talking about a 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that could be worth more than just 1 cent. That's right. This little copper-plated beauty has a current market value of around $1.50. Now, I know what you're thinking, $1.50. That's barely enough for a gas station coffee. Asterisk, but hey, what if you have a whole roll of these? Or 100? That's some real money, my friend. Asterisk, so, grab your stash of loose change, get comfy, and let's dive into why this penny is worth more than face value, how to spot a good one, and whether you should hoard them like a dragon with gold. Before we get into the juicy details, let's talk about what makes this penny special. The 2000 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, hence the no mint mark. Unlike its Denver cousin, which proudly sports a little D, these Philly pennies just keep it simple. No mint mark, no problem. At first glance, you might think this is just another penny in your couch cushions, but coin collectors are looking for these in top-notch condition, specifically in MS65 grade or higher, which is basically coin speak for super shiny, almost perfect. Digging through your pennies like a treasure hunter. Here's what you need to look for, probably still worth just a penny. But an uncirculated, near-flawless one. Now we're talking that sweet $1.50 range, or even more. The shinier, the better. Think of it like dating, nobody wants a penny that's been through rough times unless it has a compelling backstory. If the and M in America are spaced apart, it's a rare variety. Cha-ching. Yes, the opposite variety exists too. The letters are almost touching, and it's sought after too, die cracks and double dies, little errors that happen when the coin is struck wrong. Think of it as a factory oops that collectors love. Well, here's the deal: if it's in great condition, sell it. A well-preserved 2000 no-mint mark penny can bring you $1.50 or more. Multiply that by a jar full, and you've got some lunch money. If it's average condition, save it. Pennies with small value now could appreciate over time, so who knows? Your piggy bank could turn into a treasure chest in a few decades. Asterisk relatable story, my penny hunting adventure. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was rolling up pennies to take to the bank because, you know, adulting. As I was sorting through them, I noticed a really shiny 2000 penny. I almost tossed it in with the rest, but my gut said, nah, check it out first. No. But was it exciting? Heck yeah. And that's when I realized, hey, maybe this coin collecting thing isn't just for grandpas in basements. Asterisk, since then, I always keep an eye out for interesting pennies. And guess what? I found quite a few gems worth more than a pretty penny. See what I did there? So trust me, take a few minutes to check your change. You never know what you might find. There you have it, folks, the humble 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that might just be worth more than you thought. Who knew a simple penny could be worth $1 or more? That's like getting a free upgrade at the coffee shop. Here's my challenge to you: go check your piggy banks, your junk drawers, and even that cup holder in your car. You might be sitting on some extra cash without even realizing it. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss out on more money-making coin tips. I'll be back with more hidden gems in your pocket change. Alright, let's talk about something you probably have in your pocket or couch cushions right now: a 2011 D Lincoln penny. Yes, a 1-cent coin that, believe it or not, is worth more than its face value. But before you start flipping your couch cushions upside down, let's break it all down. Is it worth thousands? Nope. Is it worth digging through every pile of pennies you own? Well, maybe. Stay tuned because I'm about to spill the details on what makes this coin worth more than just a copper snack for a vending machine. First things first, the D mint mark on your 2011 Lincoln penny means it was minted in Denver. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, here's a quick rundown. The United States has multiple mints, and Denver, our friend with the D, is one of them. The 2011 D penny is part of the Shield Reverse series, which replaced the older Lincoln Memorial design. And while it's not ancient, this little guy has started gaining a bit of value. How much, you ask? About $1.30 in top-notch condition. I know what you're thinking. $1.30. That's barely enough to buy a gas station hot dog. And you'd be right. But hear me out, what if you had a whole jar of them? Suddenly, you're looking at enough for a fast food meal or a decent coffee run. That's called stacking value, my friends. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her spare bedroom. She has this jar of pennies, like a full-on "this could double as a weapon" kind of jar. I started sorting through them, and lo and behold, I found a crisp 2011 D penny. I got excited, thinking I had just struck it rich. Turns out, it was only worth $1.30. Did my grandma laugh at me? Absolutely. Did I keep searching anyway? You bet. And that, my friends, is the heart of coin collecting. You never know when you might find a rare gem among the everyday change. Condition is everything in the coin world. If your 2011 D penny has been through the ringer, scratched, dull, or has seen more pockets than a taxi driver, it's probably still just worth a cent. But if you have one in pristine condition, graded MS 65 or higher, that's where the $1.30 price tag comes into play. Coins with errors, like missing letters, double dies, or weird minting mistakes, can be worth even more. So, how do you know if your penny is in great condition? Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can assess it for you. But if you're just casually checking, look for sharp details, strong luster, and minimal scratches. A coin that looks fresh out of the mint is what you're aiming for. So, should you start hoarding 2011 D Lincoln pennies? Well, if you enjoy the thrill of the hunt and stacking up a little extra cash over time, why not? It's a fun way to learn about coins, and you might stumble upon a real rarity one day. Plus, let's be honest, there's something strangely satisfying about sorting through change. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could be hiding in your pocket worth way more than you think, hit that subscribe button. And drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Maybe it's an old wheat penny, a silver dime, or maybe you just love the smell of old coins. No judgment here. I'll see you in the next video.